a new law was created in my court case saying that you only have to feel that you will cause serious harm for me to owe you money.
Right.
So if you feel that you will cause serious harm, that's enough. And as a result, many cases came against me, and so I had to sell the family home.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. As you can see today, we have an interview with Katie Hopkins, a woman for whom I have the utmost respect and who I love greatly. I really must say so. I mean, she must be one of the bravest people in the UK. She's talking about all the things that you haven't been allowed to talk about, and she's been cancelled for it. She's suffered a great deal of lawfare, as she just mentioned, and she keeps going, and I really can't admire her enough. So today we're looking at this interview, just a clip from this interview with Rob Moore, where they're talking about all sorts of different things. Right there, she was talking about lawfare. Let's go a bit further back, and let's just get into it, and get to know Katie Hopkins. This interview, by the way, is a few years old. Doesn't matter. It's evergreen. These issues are ongoing. We must all remember that. So let's see what Katie Hopkins has to say.
A woman who's a racist, misogynist, bigoted,
yeah, but remember, that's only your critics. It's not your fans.
I know.
Yeah, and you say you've got a lot of fans.
Yeah.
So just that segment.
Well, I just don't know if people need more of Hopkins in their life.
Do you really believe that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they get plenty of me via.
So why take an interview like this then, which gets you out to more people? If you
I don't come because it gets me out to more people. I like having conversations.
Right.
And if I can make it work, my view is I'm supporting you and what you're trying to do. You're good enough to speak to me, and I know what you'll have had. Well, I know a little bit of what the attacks you'll have had. So I rather admire people who ask to speak to me, and I'll always try and do it. Doesn't matter if they've got 10 followers, actually.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what I'm trying to, is part of what I believe in, is people that are willing to stand up for something if they believe it's right, even if it's a little hard to do. So that's why we're chatting. And podcasts, my worry about podcasts is everybody seems to have a podcast. And so, Christ, that's a lot of podcasts.
Wow, okay, so how many people do you think have an email address in the UK? Because, I mean, email marketing's a thing, isn't it? And everyone has an email address. How many people have a YouTube channel? Way more than a podcast. But should we all be sitting in... And this isn't dissing your podcast. No, please don't. I'm sure it's fabulous. I mean, please don't, as in be honest.
Yeah, so
if you want to knock it,
if they're gonna... No, I'm not trying to knock yours. Yeah. This isn't about you. This is one time something isn't about you. Try and accept that and deal with that, okay? It's hard, I know.
Do you realise you're taking me back to my childhood here?
Chubba, give me a sausage roll sideways, quick!
Am I allowed to say fuck you for that?
You can say fuck
great.
People say fuck me all the time.
It feels really good just to have said that. Anyway,
quite like it when people say, go fuck yourself, Katie, and then I come back and go,
good.
Done.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I still haven't got her.
Yeah, it does say good to... Does feel good to say go fuck yourself, doesn't it?
Does it to me?
Just generally.
But it's specific to me? GFY.
FYI, GFY.
Did you have to do the weird Y on the end with like
So anyway, you were podcasting.
So, my thing is more getting in amongst places that people don't like to talk about and making people talk about them,
which is podcast is perfect vehicle for.
You can't do a sodding podcast stood in the no-go zone where some jihadi wants to twat you on.
Yes, you can. You can have a Zoom H1. It's in your pocket or your purse. You're not going to beat me on this one. You can
I'm
have a Zoom.
not trying to beat you.
Okay, fair enough. You could have a Zoom H1.
Do you go around the world thinking everyone's trying to beat you?
No, but I think I can persuade you that you should have a podcast more than your.
Okay, I appreciate
uninformed objections about them.
I think that's harsh. I think what I'm trying to say is, if everybody, all the plebs, are busy getting on with podcasts, sat in their rooms with their friends and their camera guy and their equipment, surely someone a bit tougher needs to be out there trying to film hard stuff, like following the migrants from Libya to Italy. That's what I do.
But it's not an either or, though, is it? Why does it have to be an either or? What about the other 20 hours in a day or whatever?
Do not 20 hours in a day me when I flew in from LA to talk to you and was on time, and you failed to be on time, and you only came from Peterborough, Charles.
I think we were on time.
You were not on time, you were late.
Okay, thanks for the feedback. I think you have enough hours in your week to go out and
You don't know anything about
No,
my
I
week.
don't. That's why I said I think. I perceive you have enough time in your week to go and do your cool shit, the real cold-face shit, and do a podcast on it. You could do 30-minute episode once a week.
Okay.
So have you got 30 minutes spare once a week?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And you could also report on...
I could not shave my legs.
There you go.
There you go. 30
or
minutes.
you could do it while you're shaving your legs. Why not? With the Zoom H1. It's like I work for Zoom, isn't it? The way I said that was lame. With the Zoom H1, ding. But like, you don't have to have all of this. You can just have a little recorder and a lav mic.
I know. I've done some work in media.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm surprised you're not on, on the button with podcasting.
Yeah. Just feels yeah.
Define yeah.
So it just feels a little bit like here I am. Here's the sound of my own voice, sitting in a room, talking to someone else that you've heard of before, that someone else will interview later for their podcast. I know you're going to hate me for saying that, but that's all right. That's my honest kind of...
I try and choose people who don't do the podcast circuit.
Yes, and I haven't.
So try and,
Yes,
I do try...
It wasn't an attack on you. This is my visceral reaction to the podcasting, mania that's hit the globe.
Yeah.
I've got to be doing something different.
But someone in media, surely you want to be jumping on the mania.
Oh, no.
I mean, you jumped on Twitter and leveraged that. You surfed that.
I didn't jump on Twitter.
You surfed it. You rode it.
I've been there since before you were a chubby little child in shorts. I have.
You're only 4 years older than me. So.
Am I? Yeah. I feel really so much older than you. Isn't that sad? Am I?
Yeah. You're born in 75, I think.
I look so much older, but
no,
B, I do. But I feel like I'm more like your mum.
Yeah, maybe.
It's true, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel motherly towards you. Like I want...
Yeah, I'm not surprised. She may only be 4 years older than him, but she's lived so many lives, so many lifetimes, so many different lives in the real world. She's suffered, of course. He does look young compared to her. He looks a lot younger than 4 years younger, but Katie has lived a real life, and she's still living it, and she's still going strong.
I want you to be all right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And why do I feel like that?
I don't know.
Why don't I try and be... I need to try and be cooler. That's what we're agreeing.
But then
That's what I need to do.
But because you don't care about what people think about you, you don't have to be someone...
No, but I care that you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want you to be sad.
No.
And I don't like to hear your story about you being sad when you were little.
Which I didn't expect to slap on the table 2 minutes into my own podcast.
Quite like that gesture.
Yeah.
But no.
Podcast.
So, no, enough on podcasts and me, enough talk about me about that. But there's more exciting things that need to be done. And there's more things that aren't being talked about in our media that need someone to get in amongst it. So our media at the moment won't talk about the Gilets jaunes in Paris because nobody's allowed to speak down about the EU. And we don't want to disrupt your boat. So that's where I'm going next, is to spend time with them.
But you've still got to make a living, haven't you?
I haven't quite sussed that. I need to get back to making a better living. I did have a living. I need to go back to making one. And also, because
I suppose less lawsuits would help.
Exactly where I was going.
Yeah, go on.
Because of litigation against me, I don't have a family home.
Did when that was happening, did you think, shit, I should be less honest on social media? Or
no, because I cocked up and said someone did something they didn't.
Right.
And that obviously what you should do is settle.
Yeah.
But I just can't bear settling because that seems to me to be extortion, actually.
Right.
Someone accused you of something, you have to settle it, whether you did it or not. A new law was created in my court case saying that you only have to feel that you will cause serious harm for me to owe you money.
Right.
So if you feel that you will cause serious harm, that's enough. And as a result, many, many, many cases came against me, and so I had to sell the family home.
So did that change?
No.
Did you learn from that and adapt?
I learned that the law is not the law. The law is anything they want it to be. It's an interpretation.
Yeah.
And I learned that if they want to come get you, they're going to come get you any which way. They're going to come for your children. They're going to come for your home with lawfare. They're going to come for your head, a couple of jihadis.
Yeah.
They're going to come for you. They're going to come for you. And
Right.
you just got to be a bit tougher and say, OK, keep coming.
Right. So you absolutely didn't change how you comment
No,
in the
and
media.
I won't. But what is unfortunate about law that's created around me at my Twitter account, which of course no judge bloody understands because they've never been on social media in their life, is unfortunately now a left-wing comic the other day, a lovely girl stood up doing a comedy skit talking about her ex-husband, la 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 la. Now she's being litigated against because he says he perceives it caused him serious harm.
Right.
So the thing people don't get is when you come for Katie and you hate her, eventually it's going to come get you.
Yeah.
And that's a shit.
Imagine the absolute state of the United Kingdom, where apparently, like Katie just said, you can be taken to court. You can, if someone perceives that they are offended or attacked by something you say or write, they can take you to court. So literally, that it makes zero sense. Now, any of you in the UK know a bit more about this. I have heard about this in the past few years. If it really is like that, please let us know in the comments. I would like to know more about this. Instead of showing the harm caused to somebody, say somebody accuses you of slandering them, libeling them. Typically, if in the US, if I understand correctly, you have to show, first of all, if you're a public figure, you can't, it's very difficult to sue for that. But if you're not, you have to show, I believe, that you suffered a loss of some kind, whether financial or material or whatever, maybe emotional too, I don't know. But you have to actually establish or prove that you suffered some kind of loss. But just to say, basically, you're just saying it was mean. Yeah, it hurt my feelings. Okay, well, great. That's what it sounds like you can do in the UK. And if that's true, then anybody could take anybody to court because they could say anything offended them or hurt their feelings, or they felt attacked by any tweet on the on Twitter. It's madness. So please let me know about that, and let me know what you think of this interview with Katie Hopkins. I mean, she's still going strong. God bless her. I hope she keeps going strong. We all need her, and we need more Katie Hopkins in all of our countries, here in Western Europe especially. So yeah, let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe, of course, if you like this kind of content, and I will see you in the next video.